Welcome to this weekly Oracle and Tarot card reading. This is going to be for the week of February 11th through the 17th. So if you do follow me already, you know that I've been doing daily card readings. But this week I'm taking a break from that because I'm putting out a 7-part chakra balancing and healing series. So every single day this week we're going to work on a chakra, starting with the root, going up to the crown, the 7 main chakras. There's going to be an energy healing session, a bit of a meditation, and, really helping us align and balance everything. So for this week, I wanted to do just a weekly forecast for you guys. And then we'll resume to the daily next week. Unless you prefer the weekly, just let me know in the comments. Okay. Now, if you're not familiar with me, my name is Rachel, and I'm the owner of Reiki with Rachel. So if you are interested in a distance energy healing session or a card reading, the link is below. Now, I pulled to begin an energy oracle card, and it's the Angel of Love, which is so appropriate for Valentine's Day week. And I swear that I did not pull this on purpose because that would just be too obvious if I did that. So she really came out. But what this card is speaking to, more than the flowery, showy feeling that Valentine's Day just brings with it, this is talking about a much deeper love. This is talking about an unconditional love. A love that is detached, where you love through mistakes and faults. You see the divine in yourself and everybody, and you come from that space of unconditional love. So that is the energy that is going on this entire week. And it's the energy that you are being encouraged to take with you in everything that you do. So if you look, she's holding this heart and she's looking down. She's not looking out to the outside world. She's looking within, and she's finding that love within herself first. And that's where it all truly stems from. You cannot really love anybody else, truly, deeply, unconditionally, until you have that love for yourself. So this week, come back to that self-love and do what you need to do to love yourself first. And once you feel that for yourself, then it becomes so easy to just expand it out to everybody else, to situations. And again, it's that unattached kind of feeling. So you're not allowing the actions or the words of others or just what's going on in society to sway the feelings that you hold within you. You're strong in your unconditional love, and you can share it. You can share it with others who you do love in your life. You can share it with strangers. You can share it with people who just need it. And so that's the overall energy for this week. Let's get into the beginning of the week, Monday and Tuesday. So we got the 6 of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So the number 6 in numerology is talking about balance. It's talking about where you're putting your focus. If 6s pop up like on the clock, or if you see them, it's often a reminder to refocus your energy. It also can be a number of family, domestic life, home life. And the 6 of Pentacles, the immediate thing I'm drawn to are the scales that are completely balanced. And he's giving. So it's kind of like that angel of love. It's finding that balance within yourself and giving from that space. It's also being open to receive. So the beginning of the week might be a good time to actually give in some way. To give and know that you're going to receive is really what I'm feeling. However you expend your energy, knowing that that energy will be given back to you. So you're giving also from that unattached, that detached state. You're not giving and saying, well, if I give this, then I better get it back, because that's coming from a lack mentality. What the card's really trying to encourage you to do is just give and give and give and open yourself up to receive the same energy back. And it's going to come in all different forms. So it might be a day to, donate, to give your time, but just really put that unconditional love in everything that you do, all the work that you do. If you're working out, I kind of got this vision of somebody like working really hard at the gym being like, this better pay off, this better pay off. But instead of doing that, just coming from this place of like, I love myself and I'm giving this energy and I know that I will get it back. I know that it's just the way that life works. So it will pay off, but I'm not going to give from that space. I'm going to give unconditionally and just expect it to come back to me. So the King of Swords is talking about mental clarity, coming from this clear space and really being able to move forward. So I'm feeling like a lot of us are moving out of a more lack mentality into, we know that we're worthy. We know that we can give and it will come back to us. We kind of know maybe where our next steps are and we're strong in ourselves. The King of Swords is very strong and powerful. The King of Swords does not sway. The King of Swords is very decisive. Coming from that space in everything that you do and not feeding into thoughts that are not of this mental clarity, not of this power and authority. And it's not talking about like the traditional sense of like overpowering and competing. It's talking about your inner divine power that you hold, recognizing your worthiness and approaching every single thing you do from that space. Now, a sword suit is a very mental suit, so it might be a day to just reaffirm to yourself how worthy you are, how deserving you are, how beautiful you are, how powerful you are as a creator, as a manifester. And just infusing that in everything that you do in the beginning of the week. Yeah, you could also, this could be talking about like changes too in your life. Actually acting from those places. But more so than just the action, remember, it's about the energy that's behind it. So once you kind of get to this worthiness and feeling your power, then that's the perfect time to take action. Let's see what the middle of the week has. So we got another 6 card, another 6 of Swords, which is the mental suit, and the Judgment. So again, where are you putting your focus? We are shifting from focusing on what we do not have, what we want to call in, what's not here yet, to possibly seeing manifestations of it, or feeling like it's here. Like there is an absolute shift taking place. So we're moving out of the lack mentality into a worthiness mentality. And what I'm drawn to in both of these cards is right in the center of the 2 adults. There's a man, there's a woman, there's a child. What I'm drawn to is the child in both of these cards, if you can see. It's talking about rebirth. That's talking about a new stage. That's talking about new beginnings. So the 6 of Swords is very much talking about a journey. And, lands in sight, but then, this guy is just like paddling away and it can feel overwhelming sometimes. But that paired with the Judgment card is really talking about the land is here. It's time for that new beginning. It's time for that rebirth. But you have to be open to receive it. So if you look at this Judgment card, all of their arms are open to receive. So again, back to that energy of love card that we got in the very beginning. Coming from that beautiful place of unconditional love, again, like that childlike innocence. When you were a child, you were free. You were able to be who you were. You loved yourself. You weren't concerned about not being what society told you should be. Like you just were who you were. So I feel like we're coming back to that space. So really embrace that. Embrace that like childlike love towards the middle of the week. Know that you're right on, a new cycle is beginning for you. And if you get any intuitions, because the Judgment card can be a very intuitive card, you could be getting divine guidance Know that that is your true path. Know that that is leading you to where you really want to be, to this new cycle. And I feel like we're getting rid of a lot of this mental baggage, honestly, that we've been carrying around with us. I feel like we're going from this man who's just working and working and working back to this child state. And we're doing that by shedding and getting rid of all these sorts of all the mental baggage that we've been carrying around for so long. And as you do that, you really open yourself up to this new intuition. So towards the middle of the week, that is when Valentine's Day is, if you celebrate that. Coming from like a childlike innocence of love, rather than the expectations, what society has told you, what you have told yourself for years. Like, it's time to just get rid of that and step into who you truly are beneath all of that, and know that you might be getting divine guidance. So take note of it, act on it if that's the guidance you get, but know that the guidance that you get towards the middle of the week it's clear guidance. It's from your guides and angels. Let's look at the end of the week. So this is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, this is a very, very feminine energy. And I'm not talking about male or female. I'm talking about feminine. Feminine is a state of being. Feminine is a state of being in unconditional love. So the first card we get is the Empress in reverse. So the Empress card is about birthing something new. But when she comes in reverse, it's talking about, I think a lot of us are used to giving that love or giving that energy in the outside, but she's talking about bringing it within, focusing on yourself. So I feel like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a time to really just focus on yourself, balancing your emotions, being in that state of love. Don't put pressure on yourself to do a whole lot this week. Follow your guidance, because there is this rebirth. There is something going on this week. Act if you are divinely guided to act. But again, more important than the action is the energy of worthiness, of unconditional love that you put behind it. Love for yourself, starting with that first. Again, with the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is a very loving card. She's so nurturing. And when she comes in reverse, it's talking about being that way towards yourself. Nurturing yourself, loving yourself. This weekend might be a good time to take a step back, to do something like go get a massage or do something that's just for you, because you are worthy of your energy. And the last card we got was the Strength card, which is another very feminine kind of energy card. This is a woman. She's tamed a lion. She's done so not with brute force. She has done so with love, with compassion. So you're building this inner strength from cultivating just this sense of love towards yourself. So yeah, it's a time to be easy on yourself. It is a time to, we are our harshest critics. We say nastier things to ourselves than anybody could say to us. It's time to release that. As you do, you're opening yourself up to a whole new beginning. Like, I'm just feeling like this door's opening, or you're like entering like just this new like dimension of whatever the next steps are on your journey. But you're only getting there. What's needed to get there is really what I'm feeling. What's needed to get there is that energy of love, being easy on yourself, not feeding into those nasty thoughts anymore, not feeding into those thoughts of you're not good enough, you didn't do enough. But instead nurturing who you are, that divine essence piece of you. Your divine essence is all of you. That's your true you. That's underneath all of the jibber jabber of your ego. So the one message for this week, if you're going to take it, align with your heart, not with your ego. Your ego is not doing anything here. Your ego is not taking you to those next steps. Love is. So doing whatever you can to nurture yourself. And once you feel nurtured within, then expand that love out across the board in every single thing that you do. So just before we end, I pulled 2 cards to get guidance from our angels and ancestors. The first card you got Let me show you a little closer. It's the great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. The immediate thing that, when this card popped out of the deck, the first thing I saw was the dove. And the totem meaning for a dove is just peace. Peace, peace, peace. And he's letting this dove go. And so what I'm feeling like is, again, going with the rest of the messages, cultivating that sense of peace within you and then expanding it from there. And then you're able to let it go and act from peace of mind, instead of that like urgency. Urgency comes from lack. You're being very much encouraged to take all of the lessons, all the experiences that you've had, and use them to cultivate that sense of peace within. It might be a week for extra meditation, just checking in with yourself over and over and over again and asking, is this thought bringing me peace? Is this action bringing me peace? And if it's not, then can you just let it go? Come back to your center and then expand from there. And then the second card that came out was the Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. You're definitely going to be getting some guidance, but we don't get guidance when we're going 5 million miles a minute. The thoughts, the guidance that comes in when we're in that very rushed state, when we're in that state of lack, is coming from our ego. It's coming from our subconscious fears. We have to take a step back and find our peace. Nurture ourselves. Come from that state of love. And once we're in that place, then you get true guidance. Then you get true insight. So there's definitely a new chapter beginning. There's a new cycle. And you're only going to be able to tune in with it by being in that state of peace, that state of internal balance. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. I do encourage you all to check out the 7 chakra series. So again, add a new chakra every single day, because that's really going to help with this process. Didn't even think about that till now, so it's kind of perfect. Okay, so I hope you have a beautiful week. Again, my name's Rachel from Reiki with Rachel. Love and light.